No energy. You lost all your energy in yesterday's cultural activities, isn't it? You lost all your energy. Good morning. Okay. Now, let us continue our deliberations. First unit, Goa. Kamal. Kamal.
Yourself. It is impossible for you. It is impossible for you to carry on each and every task for yourself. Build a support around yourself who can help you with chores. Ask your partners to shoulder through chores. Groom your sons and daughters to take on our responsibility as per their age. Master time management. Be intentional with how you spend your time. Money can be regained, time cannot. Treat it as your most precious resource. Celebrate yourself. Whether it is new handbag or pampering yourself, you have earned it. Don't hesitate to reward yourself. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Communicate openly with your partner. Talk about your goals, your struggles, your aspirations. Discuss how responsibilities can be shared. It makes a world of difference. Dream big. Don't be afraid to set ambitious goals. Visualize your dreams, write down them, map on the steps, and work steadily towards them. Believe in your ability to achieve it. In closing, I want to say this: the road ahead will be demanding, but it is also filled with promise. Let us rise to the occasion, not just for ourselves, but the generations of women who will follow in your footsteps. Thank you, and let's make this convention a memorable and empowering experience for all. Thank you.
Now let us continue with the deliberations. Now I'd like to call upon Vrishali Zade from Nagpur. Madam, are you ready?
फेडरेशन ऑफ बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ यूनियन के वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट कॉमरेड सुरेश बोभाटे, इनके लीडरशिप के बारे में तो आपने सुना ही होगा। कॉमरेड बोभाटे सर ईएमबीए के और बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ यूनियन नागपुर जोन के जनरल सेक्रेटरी है। हम उन्हें गुरुजी कहते हैं।
Thank you, sir. And I request you to address the gathering. I request you to address the gathering,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you. Respected Presidium, leaders of the Federation, including our President Maxi Pereira, General Secretary Dinesh Lallan, our most beloved guest, Justice Chandru, and we have here the President of All Kerala Bank Employees Federation, Comrade Sujith Raju, and my dear comrades. Actually, I was telling them not to break the flow by calling me in between. The things are moving very, in a very pleasant manner. Anyway, having called me, I will just limit myself in a few minutes. First of all, a person from being this state, I take this opportunity to welcome you on my personal behalf to this God's own country where the God's own unions meeting is being held. Our president was mentioning about ABA and our federation as God's own union. Well, I particularly mentioned God's own country because yesterday you must have seen that different cultures here, particularly when the Kerala unit performed, there was a little, a mini fashion show was shown here. Different cultures, different costumes with all Muslim, Christian, Hindu, all marriage bridegrooms, dresses and all. Similarly in Kerala you can see, as of now I should say, that we can see in the same compound churches and mosques, same compound temple and mosque, same compound temple and church. So such unique culture as of now is still prevailing in Kerala. And that is the unity which we are prevailing or preserving now. And that is what, even in AIBA, we don't differentiate between caste, culture, religion, whatever it is. We are all one. We are all one, and that unity you have shown here yesterday also. That vibrancy you have shown yesterday also. I hope that the Women's Convention is progressing as per your wish. The energy that you have shown here, definitely it was a motivation not only for you, but also to the leaders like me. We are very much united. But when we take away, when we say that we are very united, when we say that we are very strong, we are militant, the more you are united, the management will see that they will be bounced. Will be seeing that how to break your unity. That will be their main objective. See, I don't know how many of you must have received charge sheets for union activities. Anybody has received charge sheets for union activities? You must be feeling, no, our union is strong, our federation is strong, so management will not dare to give me a charge sheet. We are so, that is a belief we have. But I tell you recently, in a very recent episode, management has issued charge sheet to all the office bearers of the Kerala unit. Reason? Not for any reason related to the bank. Not any reason for a fraud or nothing like that. But in the last conference, very recently, in the last conference, in the name of putting one name in the obituary of a president of a nation, bank decided at the instance of other rivalry union only. NOBW, which is an affiliate, you know that it is an affiliate of BMS, which is also a trade union wing of BJP, you can say. And they branded us as anti-nationals. In all the social media team, all the social media, press, everything, they were trying to harass, give wrong messages about our unity. And management, of course, they were looking at the Kerala unit. Are Baba, ye Kerala unit to bahut badhiya hai, very united. They are getting all the benefits to the members. No. So, NOBW, on the basis of NOBW, they want to get an inroad to our union. They wanted to divide our union. What they did, one fine morning, I told you, they issued charge sheets. The way they have issued charge sheets, You know, it is a very unique thing. One fine morning in last year, when the Wayanad district in Kerala, we had a very big natural calamity. A landslide occurred. On that particular day, when we, our members, office bearers and all our comrades were searching for our own members, we were trying to do some relief activities. So that news came as a shock to us. So at that time, when our General Secretary, President were all busy in that, Zonal Manager calls our General Secretary at 10 a.m. and he says, Sandeep, please come to the office with all your office bearers. That was just after a week, not even after a week, just after our conference, last conference where this episode had happened. So normally what we thought is that, okay, fine, there has been a customary practice that they are inviting for felicitation of our office bearers. But unfortunately, Sandeep said, no, we are busy with the landslide, our people are there, we are looking for relief measures, so today we will not be able to come, in a couple of days we will come. Zonal manager said, no, today you have to come, all office bearers has to come today to zonal office. So I said, no, today we cannot come, in another day we will come. He said, okay, if you cannot come at 2:30, today evening 3:30 you have to come to the office. So all our office bearers has to come to zonal office at 3:30. So we said, no, we cannot come. He said, no, it is head office instructions. It is somebody else's instructions. You have to come. Whoever the instructions may be, we are engaged with the relief activities of our calamity. We will not come. That is the instruction. That is the reply given by our General Secretary. Okay, he said. But later, we came to know, we didn't go on that day. Later, we came to know that the zonal manager had planned the meeting in such a way that at 3:30 p.m. in our zonal office, some NOBW comrades from other banks, of course, they don't have a membership in our union. They don't have any single membership in our unit. We are 100%. At 3:30 p.m., we came to know that 4 or 5 NOBW comrades from other banks came there. They staged a demonstration demanding that all the office bearers and the members of Bank of India Staff Union Kerala should be dismissed for anti-national activities. So they were showing demonstrations, but unfortunately we didn't go. And after that, they were invited to the zonal manager's cabin and they were treated, giving a chair, cup of coffee, everything were given and sent off. So what was the plan? The plan was in connivance with the, political or whatever it is. When we go there as planned, as per their choice, we will be going there. Zonal manager will be receiving us and issuing us charge sheet. And after issuing the charge sheet, when we come out, these people will be staging demonstrations and shouting that here goes the anti-nationals. Immediately, this was the response. They were trying. All the office bearers were charge sheeted. ABA intervened. Our federation intervened. Ultimately, our AIBA said, this is not an attack on individuals. This is an attack on our freedom of expression. This is an attack to divide our union. So what we should do? We will not individually give any reply to the charge sheet. We will see what may. That was a direction from Federation and that was a direction from AIBA. CHV intervened. This is the plan of NOBW to come, divide our union, come into our fold. This was a plan. But AIBA clearly realized the motive behind this and immediately called for an all India strike on August 28th. All banks, all AIBA comrades. Immediately the situation became very serious. Government came to know that this is not an easy game. They intervened and this is also in the intervention of the government also. Government also knows. They called our MD and CEO and said this has to be settled. Our federation also intervened. They called our federation and ultimately they decided we will settle the issue. Since AIBA has called that strike, Central Labour Commissioner called for conciliation and before the day of conciliation, management called for discussion and on that discussion, the entire charge sheets were withdrawn. Not a single individual of our comrade has given a reply. without giving any reply. And that is the power of unity. That is the power of militancy. That is the credibility of AIBA. That is the credibility of our General Secretary, Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions. So, what I am trying to say is that, see, we may be overconfident that we are very united, very militant, but we don't know from where the attacks comes. So, we should be very careful and we should be more active with gaining knowledge and all those things. I was a General Secretary for a few years, for a long time in the Kerala unit and also in the Federation. Now, it has been handed over to the younger generation. Management, what they say, this is the apt time. New comrades have come to the leadership. They don't know. They have not studied the history of AIBA. New comrade doesn't know the history of AIBA. They don't know the history of the union. They don't know the service conditions. So this is the best time to attack. So we should be fully earn the knowledge of what is our service conditions, what about our future earlier leaders, what sacrifice they have given, and what is our service conditions. Then only we will be able to move forward. Now, this women convention is progressing. I hope that you are all enjoying. You are all. It is going as planned. Yesterday, I have seen your energy, your vibrancy in the dance, everything. You are so wonderful. It was a wonderful performance, and I wish that this will be transformed into the action, transformed to an action to build our union to more stronger AIBA, more strong federation. And you are all representatives of your base units. You have come as a representative 10, 5, 15 like that. More comrades are there in your base units. So go back, invite them, call a meeting, pass on the energy which you have gained here, pass on the knowledge which you have gained here to your other comrades. Let the management know, let others know, we are here as one. We will fight for our demands, we will fight for our rights, and we hope that this convention will pave or open a new path in the onward march of our federation and AIBA. Thank you all, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very inspiring, and we'll definitely transfer all our energies to our comrades also. Thank you so much.
Comrades, we will move on with our sessions. I would like to call upon stage President of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, Comrade Maxi Pereira. I request Chairman of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, Comrade TV Shiva to occupy the dais. I request Working President of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, Comrade Suresh Bobate to occupy the dais. I request General Secretary of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, Comrade Dinesh Lallan to occupy the dais. Our lady comrades, Comrade Hemalada, Comrade Volga, Comrade Jigisha, and Comrade Richa will continue on the dais. Please be there. I call upon General Secretary of All Kerala Bank Employees Federation, Comrade B. Ramprakash, to the dais. Today we have our guest speaker, President of All Kerala Bank Employees Federation, All India General Secretary of Federal Bank Employees Union, National Convenor of Private Bank Cell, we proudly invite and welcome our beloved comrade A.R. Sujith Raju to the 4th All India Women's Convention. He's a fighting leader. He's fighting throughout his career for the welfare of private bank employees and to the banking fraternity. Dear comrades, today we are fortunate enough to have our chief guest, Comrade K. Chandru here. I will call him comrade. He's a retired justice, but still I will call him comrade because his entire life he has been a trade union activist. He was born in Tamil Nadu. He practiced as both in civil and criminal case, as an advocate in both civil and criminal courts. He became Chief Justice of Madras High Court and he retired in 2013. But he started into a trade union or as a student leader. He has brought up as a student leader. And he has been expelled from college for leading student activists once he was having the law studies. Then again he has been joined in another college for pursuing his undergraduation, but he has denied hostel only with the reason that he is a student activist. But later he become advocate and he become Justice of Madras High Court. He has a record that he has given decree for 96,000 cases when he was a Chief Justice. He was always with the laborers. He was always with the poorer section of the country. You might have seen the film Jai Bhim. Yes? Have you seen the film Jai Bhim? In that Jai Bhim is based on his story. He was the advocate in that story, that who was helping a desperate pregnant woman who lost his husband from the custody of police, who was fighting to find her husband. He was actual living character, living person, Justice Chandru, who has been shown as advocate in the film Jai Bhim. We are proud enough to have him. He will take a session on women law and labor rights. And one more thing, today he is here. I will say 2 words in the morning. Once he came, as we have arranged accommodation for everyone, he also had been given accommodation, but he refused to take accommodation. He waited for in the lobby of the hotel. He's very simple man, because I am fortunate enough to hear him in many occasions in the leadership camp at Chennai, in our trade union camps on classes and disciplinary proceeding classes also. He's a very well orator and narrator, and he's a very simple man. He was waiting at the lobby. He was refusing to take chai also from there, because he is always walking with the all sections of the life, with the poorer sections, with the unorganized sectors and all. He had a major surgery last day, 3 days before he had a surgery in his leg. He is having a stent also. Yesterday only his stitch was removed. But because of the commitment he has taken, the word he has given to the Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions that he will be here today. We are fortunate enough to have Justice Comrade K. Chandru here. I welcome Justice Comrade K. Chandru on behalf of all of you. Justice K. Chandru, please occupy the seat on the dais. Just have a applause. Over to the Presidium.
Comrades, Comrade Sandeep has already introduced Comrade Justice Chandru. His life is a statement. We always pride ourselves to have one of the best constitution. But he is the one justice who brought this constitution to life, the soul of the constitution in every judgment of his. I won't delay much time because he has to go. I request Comrade Justice to kindly address us.
Dear comrades, greetings to all of you. Normally in our meetings, we always say, Inqilab Salam. You know, today, the slogan has become so dangerous. Most of you know, there was a student of Jawaharlal Nehru University, Umar Khalid, who has been arrested for the last 5 years. He has not been granted bail, though several attempts have been made. What is the case against Umar Khalid? They say he was responsible for some disturbance in Delhi. So far, charge sheet has not been filed. He applied for a bail before the Delhi High Court. He was arrested under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UPA. So the bail comes before 2 judges. So the police showed the text of the speech. The speech started by saying, Inqilab Salam. What is shocking, in fact, the previous speaker mentioned about charge sheet given to some of the office bearers of your union on the ground of unlawful activities. Now, the slogan, Inqilab Salam, why I am afraid to even mention, you must read the Delhi High Court Division Bench judgment. Today, the judges speak more even on bail application. In the bail application, 2 judges of the Delhi High Court said, we are not going to consider this slogan as an innocent slogan. Once upon a time, before our independence, it might have been raised in many platforms. But today, that is not the situation. We consider this slogan almost similar to the French Revolution. You know the name of Robespierre, who was the leader of the French Revolution. And the aristocracy of France were all killed by guillotine. And there was a bloody revolution. Now the judges of the Delhi High Court say, Inqilab Salam means the French Revolution. That he may want to make heads to roll. And therefore no bail application. I was shocked. I was also a judge of the court. We have also dealt with bail applications. But when you take a slogan which has been raised from 1920s till now, written by a Muslim politician, raised in every platform in India, including BJP platform. We always say, Inqilab Zindabad. Now, how does the judges say that this is a very dangerous slogan? We will not allow. And now, Omar Khalid is still in jail in Tihar. Bail is not granted. Though bail is the general rule and jail is an exception, today in India, we see in reversal orders. In fact, 2 days back, the cabinet of central government met and passed a resolution for what? In 1975, on 25th June, Mrs. Gandhi declared emergency in India. They want to remember that date in which the rights of the people have been taken away by the Mrs. Gandhi's cabinet. This is the resolution passed by a cabinet. And now the question is, you are now recalling an incident of 50 years ago when rights were removed. People were put in MISA, the notorious Maintenance of Internal Security Act. And people are never been allowed to come out on bail. And the courts were shut down from entertaining such matters. Now, if you think that during emergency, the rights of the people have been taken away, now what is happening today? That's the most important thing. A student leader who was arrested under the UPA for the last 5 years not been granted bail. Therefore, it has been rightly said, Comrade Nilopal Basu of the CITU said that you might not have declared emergency, but you are doing worse thing than what was in emergency. We are now seeing a repeat performance of emergency without a formal declaration of emergency. And therefore, when we are meeting in a convention, that to a women's convention, we should first understand that under what circumstances today we are passing through. Our economic demands may be there, our outsourcing, our workload, our demerger or merger or privatization, all that can be there. Beyond all that, do we have a cherished fundamental right, the right to speak, the right to assemble, the right to organize as a union, the right to bargain for a better economic deal? This is the fundamental issue. Other issues are subordinate to this issue. Unless we discuss our fundamental rights as a material issue, there is no point in having convention, no point in glorifying that we got this benefit or that benefit. It is in that sense, now I recalled why I am afraid to say Inqilab Salam. In fact, I wrote a letter. I even wrote an article to those two judges of the Delhi High Court. I asked them, word Inqilab is just a revolution. Nobody knows what is actually a revolution. Now we raise an issue. Does the slogan become so offensive? Does the slogan become so threat to the ruling class? I asked that question. You go to the Bangalore Central Railway Station. What is the name of the station? Kranti Sankoli Ramaya Sansa. What is Kranti? You go to Madras Central. M.G. Ramachandran, revolutionary leader. Everybody says Jayalalitha is a revolutionary leader. The word revolution, everybody knows today's is, whether there is meaning or not. Now, two judges to take a serious view, you must also understand when our demand come before them, what kind of relief that we may be getting from them. That's the most important issue that we should discuss today. And today, the women are not having mere convention. In fact, I remember during emergency time, there was a British lady, Mary Taylor. She was arrested and put in the Hazaribagh jail in today's Jharkhand. At that time, it was part of Bihar. Now, when she went back to England, she wrote a book, My Experience in the Prison at Hazaribagh. Now, everybody dismissed it by saying, some British lady saying that. Today, you will find, in the last 2 years, there are two books. One by Comrade, you must also know by now, Bharadwaj, Sudha Bharadwaj. She is from Rajasthan. She is in Delhi. She was kept in jail in Yeravada, in Pune, for 4 years. For what reason? Nobody knows. In the same case, Bhima Goregan case, there are 15 persons who are arrested. Still, some of them are not having bail. No charge sheet is filed. And she has written a book for the ward. She was in Yeravada jail of the women's cell. She has interviewed women in that book. I think most of you should read that book. There is another lady from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. She has written a book, My Experiences as an Activist in the same Hazaribagh jail. And that has been written in Telugu, now translated in English and several other languages. Why I am talking about these two books are, today the women are not mere showpiece. They go to jail, they have written their own experience in the jail, and they were able to communicate what actually their experience within a prison yard. And that is most important. It is not as if they have written about their own demand. It is not as if they have written to glorify themselves. In fact, recently, there was a Tamil translation of the book. I was able to read the book and write a preface. I saw the book. In Jharkhand, when the people are rising up for their own demands, you know the demand today, the 150th year of Birsa Munda, the great Jharkhand tribal leader, whose slogan was Jal Jungle Zameen. Now this Jharkhand today is filled with several Jharkhand youth in the jail, women no exception. And Anuradha has interviewed those women. This is most important. How each woman, they are not political. They are not arrested for some political reasons. They have been arrested for several reasons. Now these women also experience their prison life and were able to communicate. I am saying this only to say, today women have come a long way where just not doing housework, call themselves as homemakers, not just do economic participation in various trades and industries, but today they also participate in the political process of this country and go through the same ordeal. I remember when I was a student, a school student, when Mrs. Gandhi nationalized 14 banks. One bank, Syndicate Bank, started a branch next to our school compound. We did not know. It was advertised that the branch was run by women. From peon to manager was women. This was in 1968. We were going from the school every day, passing this bank, which was on the first floor in very busy area in Chennai. As a schoolboy, we were always made to think that the bank industry are only manned by man only and not women. I have never seen a women employee in any of those banks in those days. We were very curious that how women can man the bank, and that too from peon to manager. So as a schoolboy, we never had access to this bank. We used to go stealthily in the staircase and look it through the window. Is actually women are manning the counters, or women are sitting as a manager. To our shock, to our surprise, we realized that it is not only a man's job, it can also be a woman's job. And that is why you will find today the women employees in the bank are outnumber the men employees. That's the most important thing. Today the commercial banking sector have more women, and therefore it is not surprise that we have a women's convention part of our trade union. You cannot ignore women today, whether it is banking industry or any industry for that matter, and discuss issues without their presence. That is most important. That is why people talk about today the Nari. The word Nari has become very popular, and Nari is issued where everybody is seemed considering. I remember when I was a lawyer, there was a case. The case was relating to a thermal station in Chennai. They used to burn coke, the coal, and then produce electrical energy. While burning the coal, a lot of ash will come out of that. And there are ash towers are there, which is 5 floors. And the cleaning of the ash is done by women. women wearing sari, claiming 5 stories, and the hot ash will be removed by them, which will be sold to some private industries, sometimes free, sometimes for money. Now suddenly electricity board thought women are not suited for this job. So they advertised in the papers that for this ash cleaning, only women can apply. We were shocked because the women were doing this job for several years and suddenly they are told to go home. So we filed a case how the electricity board, which is a government employment, can discriminate against women. And therefore it came before a judge. The judge was really a serious judge who also had concern for women. He asked me the question, don't you think it is in favor of women? How does this woman wearing sari go up to 5 floors? Is there not a risk for them? Be charitable to them. That's what the judge told us. We didn't know what to give a reply. So I told them, this was in 1975. I told the judge, sir, our country is having 110 crore people. These 110 crore people are governed by one lady who is the Prime Minister of India. If she can govern 110 crore, what is the simple mechanism of claiming and then cleaning the wash? Judge for the first time realized that there is other viewpoint. We can't be paternalistic. We can't decide everything for women ourselves with our own men mind. And therefore he granted an order that the Tamil Nadu government cannot prohibit women being in any employment. Now this is I am saying only because men think only in a men way. Unless we walk on 2 legs, the sky may fall unless both hands are holding the sky. That is why Mao Zedong said, holding the sky, holding half the sky. Now I will say, holding more than half the sky is the woman. Otherwise the sky may fall. And therefore we should think in a different manner than what has been thinking. This is not a statement made by me. Even yesterday you had a class on sexual harassment. Now the sexual harassment complaint is not only for commercial areas, even judiciary, even the highest member of the judiciary is accused of sexual harassment. There was one such case came before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, how it came to the Supreme Court, you know, in Gwalior, in Madhya Pradesh, there was a district judge. In every district, we have one High Court judge in charge. We call them as a portfolio judge. I am in charge of X district. Now the district judge found the portfolio judge is having a birthday. Therefore, she took a bouquet, went to his house and gave it to him, just as a respect, because he is in charge of the district and therefore she has to show respect. When she went and gave the bouquet, somebody also gave a bouquet. The judge had the temerity, he had the audacity to ask the district judge, who is in charge of the entire Gwalior district, you look so beautiful, why don't you make a dance? She said, why? I came to greet you because it's a birthday. Now you are asking me to dance. Sorry, I will not do this. She walked out of the house. And once she walked out, you know what is the result? She was transferred some 1,000 kilometers away from Gwalior to some other place. She has a daughter who was a +2 student. And she has to take care of her also. Now suddenly go some 1,000 kilometers away. She wrote a letter to the High Court saying, I can't go during the middle of the academic year. My daughter is there. And how this man can punish me like this? As a High Court judge, does it look good for him to ask me to dance before him? It's a clear case of harassment. But then the High Court judges have ganged up and said, no, sorry, get out. She went to the Supreme Court. She engaged one of the brilliant lawyer, Mrs. Indra Jaising. When she was arguing, it was heard by a Chief Justice of India, Justice Kehar. Now the other side, the High Court lawyer started arguing, and usually Indra Jaising used to interrupt, saying he's saying something wrong, he is not correct. So the Chief Justice told Mrs. Indra Jaising, you please take your seat. When your turn comes, you can do this. Don't interrupt other side argument. Now this is very simple. Every day in court such things happen. But the other side lawyer, who's also a senior lawyer from Delhi, he told the Chief Justice, my lords, don't interrupt Indira Jaising. Her interruptions are delightful. Now, this is something shocking to Indira Jaising. She said, what is delightful? Are we all here to make some dance and some performance and recreation? How dare he can use the word delightful? Now, the Chief Justice didn't understand. The word delightful is a very ordinary word. He merely said, it's delightful. Now, Indira Jaising took exception to the other side lawyer using the word delightful. Now, Kehar went home. He could not understand what was the anger of the Indira Jaising. Finally, he wrote an order. In fact, most of you can read the order. If you read in your Android phone, you can see the order. Additional Judge Gwalior versus High Court Madhya Pradesh. You must read that order. In para 17 of the order, Justice Kehar said, every day is a learning process. Chief Justice of India, who is the highest in the summit of the judiciary, writes in the order, every day is a learning process for us, meaning we learn every day. When Indira Jaising took exception to the word, we did not understand why there should be so much objection. Later we realized every word carries a meaning. Every word has to be deconstructed and real meaning must be found, because these words are coined by men and they carry a loaded message. Unless we deconstruct, we will not understand the meaning behind this, and therefore he writes in this order. Now this order came some 20 years back. I still remember the order. When our previous Chief Justice, Dhananjay Chandrachud, he wrote a book from the Supreme Court, which you can see in the online. They took some 60 words which are normally used in court. Those 60 words are considered as colored words. They carry some color and therefore they should not be used. For example, chairman, our bank chairman. We don't use the word bank chairman, chairperson. So every word coined some time back, today it has got no value. It is not a men's world anymore. The women are equally participating. Therefore, all sex-colored words has to be removed. Now, the Supreme Court issued a circular, a small booklet containing 60 words that no judge in future should use in the judgments. These words should not be used. This I am saying to you because this happens in the highest judiciary in India. That the words carry different meaning. The words carry loaded meaning. The words carry a patriarchal meaning. This has to be go meaning, and therefore we should come to a new world where women should be treated as women and not as a part of a baggage, as part of a something else. And therefore today the planning process, today every economic process has to have women also as a crucial participant in this issue. It is in that sense that I want to tell you that the Supreme Court carries a new vocabulary, but we are still living in some other world. We are still living in some other world. In that sense, we should think in a different form. And in this Women's Convention, my first address to you, the topic given to me is women, law and labor rights. I think is a very vast subject. One day or 1 hour we don't think we can discuss, but nevertheless, I would only make some important submissions. The first thing that make a woman separate from men are 3 issues. One is a menstruation. Second is a marriage. Third is maternity. Before I go to labor right, I also want to talk to you on the question of menstruation. Today, there is a big debate which goes on whether women should have menstrual leave or not. There is a discussion. I don't think major unions have taken as a separate topic, but it goes in various circles that should there be a holiday or not. Now, it is in that sense I want to start with, because it is Kerala. The first question came before the Supreme Court few years back was in Shabarimala, Lord Ayyappan, people go, but women are not allowed. Women on the menstrual age from 6 to 60, they are not allowed. For a long time, this has been going on, and somebody moved the Supreme Court. Is it not discriminatory? What is, after all, what is menstruation? It's a biological cycle. How do you say that they are impure? They should not enter the sanctum. The word impurity is something associated with untouchability. We do not touch the scheduled caste. Once upon a time, they said it's impure. And if they come, it will desanctify the place. Now this question was considered by 5 judges. 4 judges were men judges. 1 was a woman judge. 4:1, the split verdict came. Justice Chandru wrote an order saying, untouchability may be abolished under Article 17. But untouchability doesn't mean only keeping the scheduled caste away. Any form of an argument which has got basis as pure and impure, it is also banned under the Constitution. For the first time, after 75 years of the Constitution, a judge says, this article, abolition of untouchability, is not only to scheduled caste. Even if you treat women as untouchable, even if you say the women are polluting because of their menstrual cycle, they should be kept out. That is also hit by Article 17. Article 17 says untouchability in any form is abolished. Now I won't go into details, but these are a reported judgment which you can read. I won't take you. But then what the learned judge says in that was, untouchability in any form is forbidden. The operation of the word used by the Constitution cannot be confined to a particular form of manifestation of untouchability. The Constitution, as constantly evolving instrument, has to be flexible to reach out injustice based on untouchability in any of its form and manifestation. Article 17 is a powerful guarantee against exclusion. As an expression of anti-exclusion principle, it cannot be read to exclude women against whom social exclusion of worst kind has been practiced and legitimized on notions of purity and pollution. Now this judgment of 2019, today we are in 2025. What happened to a judgment? A judgment by a 5-judge bench, and majority judges have agreed with this. Can any woman can go to Shabarimala? This is a question. Now there is a law, there is an interpretation by court, but in action, zero. If you go, you will be beaten up. 2-3 people went and got beaten up. Now I remember, I came to Kannur and went to Kasargod. There is another campus there for a law lecture. When I finished, somebody told me, sir, you don't go to station early. My train, Mangalore Express to Chandru was only at 7 o'clock. They said there is going to be a human chain at 5 o'clock. So you want to go to station, now itself you cross the road. Thereafter you will not be able to go. I was curious and wanting to wait. What is this? This human chain was a unique human chain from Kasargod to Tirunelveli, around some 700 kilometers. Women were standing on the side of the road, holding hand in hand. 700 kilometers, women were standing. It's called Mahila Madilugal. That means women's wall. What is the simple demand? Let the judgment be implemented. This is the only demand. No other economic demand, no other demand which has got any financial consideration. And they demand that we want this judgment to be there. This Mahila Madilugal was reported in Malayalam press. Many of you coming from outside Kerala would not have read the report. Some 5 lakh women standing from northern side of Kerala to southern side of Kerala never happened. And now today, there are demand from the people. There is a judgment in our favor. Why is that we are not able to get that? That is the issue that you should understand. There are people who speak. There are people who speak more revolutionary. But when it comes to action, you will find nothing. Now what happened to the judgment? Now judges said it needs serious reconsideration. It should be heard by 9 judges, not 5, 9 judges. Now Justice Krishna Iyer calls this as the number game. You may not know very much about Krishna Iyer. We are very fortunate. He lived some 1 kilometer from here in this MG road. His house name is Sadgamaya. One of the brilliant judge who always thought and fought and wrote judgments in favor of equality, in favor of women's rights. In fact, the small booklet that has been given to you, if you see the last paragraph, there is a judgment of Muttamma. Muttamma was a foreign service officer. She was a very senior officer, but she was not given ambassador post. If you are a senior officer, you are given ambassador or high commissioner. If it is UK, it's high commissioner. So she wrote to the government, I am a senior, my junior is all holding ambassador post. Why I am not given any ambassador post? The matter went to Supreme Court, heard by Krishna Iyer. Krishna Iyer asked the central government, why is this senior IFS officer not given an independent post as an ambassador? Government was dragging its feet. They didn't give the real reason. Then one day Krishna Iyer said, if you don't give the reason, we'll strike down the rule itself. Then finally they said, Muttamma is an unmarried woman. If she is ambassador, some guests come to the embassy. Who will be her partner to welcome that man? Therefore, we have an unwritten policy. Unmarried officers will not be given independent posting. For men, he can be a bachelor. For women, she cannot be a spinster. This is something which the foreign ministry never want to disclose. Finally, they told. Then Justice Krishna Iyer adjourned the case by saying, if you don't post her, then we will have to write some nasty things. The next week, she was given ambassador of Sweden. So the judge writes in his order, we dismiss this petition, but not the problem. When matters of women come to court, we only deal with that petition. But the problem cannot be dealt with the court. The problem has to be dealt with in the society, in a larger sense. It is in that sense, Justice Krishna Iyer said, you can have 3 judges, you can have 5 judges, you can have 9 judges, you can go on like that. For example, Industrial Disputes Act. You are an employee. Many of you know you are award staff. What is award? Which is the award they are given to you? Have you ever know why you are called award staff? It is because for the first time, the entire commercial banking industry went before the tribunal, national tribunal, headed by Sastry, Justice Sastry. Justice Sastry in 1950 gave an award. A judgment is called award. For the first time, bank employees got their wage scale, their time, their workload. Several other matters have been discussed in the Industrial Tribunal Award. So the award refers to Sastry Award. After 10 years, we got Desai Award, another judge from Bombay. Later, our AEBA decided we will not go to court. Every 10 years later, one judgment will come, we will not do that. We will have bipartite settlement. That is why you are having 7 bipartite settlement. We refuse to go to court. But nevertheless, when you say award staff, that means you are a worker covered by the judgment. That is why you say award. You know there are many union leaders, when they are given promotion, they refuse promotion. If they accept promotion, they will go outside the ID Act. But they want to work for the union. So they sacrifice their promotion. Many of them even today, they have sacrificed their promotion and continue to work for the workers. It is because they want to be award staff, a worker within the meaning of ID Act. In 1947, when the Industrial Disputes Act was written, there is a term 2S, the term workman. What is a workman? Workman is there in several few lines. Even today, even after 75 years, the Supreme Court is still hearing who is a worker. Is he a worker? Is he not a worker? There are so many things. For example, special assistant, whether special assistant is a worker or not. Whether a jewel appraiser is a worker or not. Whether canteen worker is a worker or not. Even now it goes on. Do you think for 75 years we will be still fighting to know what is the definition of a worker? And now it is before a 9-judge bench. That is what he calls as a number game. Now, Sabarimala Ayyappan is safely there. but the judgment is before a 9-judge bench for the last 2 years. 9 judges have no time to hear the case because they thought, let Ayyappan wait, let the women wait, we will hear more other important things, and therefore this case is not heard. This I am mentioning because the word menstruation is a biological term. It's a scientific term. How does the impurity come in? How does the exclusionary principle came? How does the untouchability concept came? The society brings all these ideas. It is time that we think and apply scientific mind to exclude. Now when it comes to a menstrual circle, as I mentioned to you, there are now people asking for leave. Even some major unions have demanded. That is an issue to be discussed. But one important issue is that why in the last 100 years, this issue was never discussed. You go to any rural areas, you find the agriculture laborers, they work all the days. They never take leave. They don't take leave because this is something which came in between. And now this question keep haunting us. I remember in one judgment, Madras High Court, in Vasanta vs. Union of India, in the year 2000, the case was very interesting because the Factories Act of 1948 prohibited women from night shift. 66A of the Factories Act prohibited night shift. That means from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to next morning 6 a.m. they cannot work. This Factories Act, this provision, was pursuant to the International Labour Organization resolution, which said women should be exempted. Now there were many attempts to bring in night shift for the women, but for various reasons it was rejected because ILO recommendation. There is one textile mill in Tamil Nadu filed a case. This is unconstitutional. We women want to work on all shift. It is our economic requirement. How you can prevent by law? This woman was not an employee of the textile mill. It was set up by the textile mill. Why did the textile mill want women? Because they want to have a 3 shift. You know, in textile mill, it's a continuous process. They will never stop. All 7 days and all 24 hours it will work. And therefore they wanted women. Why do they want women? Because in 1986, child labor was abolished in all hazardous industries. Therefore, you cannot employ child below 14 years. Now, child labors were rampant in match industry, cracker industry in Sivakasi, in Koilpatti, in Ramanathapuram district in Tamil Nadu. Now, these women who are excluded because of the act, these employer wanted to catch them and catch them into the textile. And if you can run 3 shift means section 66A is against them. Therefore, they filed a case. It's unconstitutional. And we argued for the women, All India Democratic Women's Association, I appeared for them. But the judge didn't agree. He said, it is the woman's right to work anytime she wants. And therefore, the section 66A held to be invalid. Now, central government, the state government never filed any appeal because they also want women to work in night shift. It is not as if the women wanted it. It is the industrialists. It is the textile management wanted them to work and therefore they came. Now, when they were all take them, unmarried girls, how to attract them, how to pay them low wage because textile workers are getting more wage because of their settlement. And now you employ these people as trainee. This is a standard word they always use because banks were using. I remember in the early 60s, there was a bank in Madurai, Pandian Bank. They were employing BCom graduates with 300 rupees salary. Trainee clerk, 300 rupees salary. Now this was challenged and went to the tribunal. Tribunal held it's unfair labor practice. Madras High Court confirmed it. Likewise, the textile management wanted to have these women who are in the age group of 14 to 18, keep them in a compound, put them in a hostel, pay some food to them, not free food, that will be deducted from the salary. And then how to convince the parents. They called it as a wedding scheme plan. What is wedding scheme? After 3 years of service, they will be given lump sum amount. You can get married, some 30,000. Thirumagal, Thiruvanatthittam. That's what they mean. Now the large scale unmarried women were engaged on a low wage Now slowly people found this was a trick to get reduced salary. Now even today in those mills near Tamil Nadu, near Madurai, there are people from Northeast were employed. Nagaland, Assam, Meghalaya, those women are being employed. They are gullible women who are employed. It is not a scheme to give employment. It is a scheme only to get some wages done. Now when this was challenged, as I told you, Madras High Court said this section should go. In that judgment, he writes one paragraph, several protection to be given. They should be given bus, they should be given security, they should be given this, that and all. Finally he says that women should be given menstrual holidays. I don't know where he got that. But then he wants to appeal that he is also pro-worker, he is also pro-women worker, and therefore he wrote this order. This was in 2000. Now everybody wants women to work. As if women don't work. They will not only work here, they also work at home. It's a double exploitation. How does people understand that today Narayana Murthy says we must increase 70 hours per week. It's good for him to say Mrs. Narayana Murthy can work. Why does he say that workers' weekly hours should be increased? Now this is one important issue. There is another person from L&T, one Subramaniam. Why you are looking at the face of your wife? Come to work on Sunday. It's all because we are keeping quiet. When L&T Subramani can say this, Infosys Narayana Murthy can say it very deliberately, 70 hours. What happened to our 100 years of struggle to fix the wage? 8 hours working norm. 8-hour working norm is in Factories Act, whereas bank employees were able to get much better concession. In Sastri Award, our weekly hour of work is reduced. Daily work is only 6 hours and 15 minutes. And now this is something which our union got for us. Though an industrial worker, a factory worker for work 8 hours per day, we do not work 8 hours. Now Infosys Narayana Murthy and L&T Subramaniam says, why do you look at the face? As if only men are working. Today you will find in India, the industrial working population of the women has considerably increased. Now it is 34%. Very shortly it may even exceed 50% margin. Now it is in that sense, why is the men discuss about the hours of work? As if they don't do any work at home. They do at home. They take care of the children. They take care of the home. That is why even in America, though it's a very progressive state, when it comes to night shift, they feel that women are doubly exploited. They also take to her, and the night shift, they let to work without sleep. And when they come to daytime, they let take care of the house, which means they work and their health gets spoiled. This is a matter to be discussed, not by two men who are in Bangalore and making all kinds of statements. Why is that we are not able to controvert that the working class have won a considerable right, saying 6 hours and 15 minutes is our per day work, and maximum weekly is only 36 hours. Now these people want double shift, and therefore today you will find in the media, generally the news, any statement which are against the workers, the stakeholders are not being discussed. People who got more relevance, they talk about 70 hours of work. And this is what we should be very careful about. Not that we get night shift or we get some extra payment. That's not the issue. The issue is about health. Issue is our own life. Issue is our own family. And who will discuss? We will have to discuss. And therefore, when it comes to menstrual leave, that is something we discuss. I am not saying it is an issue to be closed. I am only saying, why are the men who are discussing this? Why not the women who discuss this issue? Now recently I remember there is a judge of the Supreme Court, Nagaratana. She is from Bangalore. Her father was the Chief Justice of India, Venkatramaya. There was a case before her, again from Madhya Pradesh. 6 women judges from the Munsif Court, that is the first court. We now call it as a Civil Judge Junior Division. 6 women judges were terminated. What is the reason? Their work is not satisfactory. This is what they say, not satisfactory. One lady judge, she went through miscarriage. She took holidays for the treatment. Now the judges write, her output is not sufficient. How? Somebody is taking a leave, somebody is on medical leave. What is the output that you are talking about the cases? Now when they terminated, they came to the Supreme Court. It came sometime in November 2024. You must read the papers. Don't think the only job is only to go to the bank and come. You must read the papers. What's happening today? Nagaratna said, let men have menstruation. They will understand. This is a statement which carried in all the newspapers. It is only because she is a woman judge who said, unless the women have menstruation, they will not understand this. She has said that. After 6 months, they came for final hearing. She struck down all the dismissal orders and redirected reinstate. It's a very reported judgment. You must read the judgment. She discusses threadbare how women are being hounded out. Women are being found insufficient by the men superiors for a reason best known to them. They are not being considerate as a human being. And then how does a person who carries miscarriage, how does she is supposed to attend and then do all the cases? Then she writes in the end, that's most important. She says, unless women hold positions in power, this situation will not change. You may be a clerk, you may be a manager, but you are not in a position of decision-making process. You are not the policy maker, and therefore you will continue to be suffer by these decisions of men. This is written by Supreme Court judgment. You can show this to anybody you want. Unless the women share power, they will never be treated equal. It's in that sense we have been discussing. Now Supreme Court says women should be in all power. If you appoint women, there will be some diversity. In this country, there will be diversity if you appoint women. Now we had as Chief Justice, Mr. Chandru. He always lectures in all foreign universities. He went to Harvard. He said, India is improving. Women are becoming judges. You go to Kerala, 82% of the women are judges in the Kerala subordinate judiciary. He didn't say about Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is 74%. Now one word he did not say. How many are sitting in Supreme Court? How many are sitting in High Court? It is enough to say municipal posts, they are competitive posts. Nobody is giving free. They are writing exam, they are attending interview and then getting the post. But when it comes to selection, in how many high courts there are women judges? The same Dhananjay Chandru, for 2 years he was Chief Justice. During his 2-year period, he did not recommend one judge as a women judge for a post. Why this is important? Because in our country, people speak everywhere. Revolutionary statement, progressive statement. When it comes to action, nothing will happen. It will be like this. Today, there are 34 judges except Nagaratna. There is no other women judges. Why? Are they incapable? Are they not candidates available? This is not important. Most important thing is, when I started with menstruation, I am talking about power. Now what about the power in MLAs? What about the power in parliament? What about the power in legislative assembly? Why is that a population-wise they are 50%? But when it comes to legislative assembly, 11%. When it comes to parliament, it is 7%. Why is that the population is not reflected there? Why is the political parties are not nominating women candidates? This is a question. Now when it comes to patriarchy, they will not nominate. Only when they are compelled, they will nominate. In Panchayat, they nominate. In Panchayat Union, they nominate. But they will not nominate in MLAs or MLAs because there is no compulsion. And therefore, there was a demand from 1995 that women should have reservation in parliament, in legislative assembly. This demand was always there. Everybody says, yes, we are supporting. But 106th Amendment of the Constitution now passed, which says 1/3 of the parliament, 1/3 of the assembly will be one candidate. We were very happy. 106th Amendment has come. Women are going to be empowered. Then Modi said, after the census only, this will come into operation. What has it got to do with census? Don't you know? Under the voting rights, 52.8% are women only voters. then what is the census that you are talking about? When it comes to 2030, it will not come. And therefore, such amendments are made only to show that we are supporting women. But in practice, nothing will happen. And this is something very important, that we are not demanding any concession. We are demanding any not token representation. We are demanding a natural right to rule this country. As you are ruling, we are also entitled to rule. It is not as if we are going to sit at home and take care of the children and you will be running the country. And therefore, it is based on a surer foundation, accepted by the court, accepted by the parliament today. But when is it we are getting? This is something which we must keep on harping on this issue. I am very happy that you are having a women's convention apart from the original trade union. Usually trade union will also go there, vote for them and come back. Today the trade unions also do think that their women's issue has to be discussed. Women's issue has to be addressed. Women's issue should be part of our own charter of demands. It is in that sense this convention become very significant. This is about menstruation. Let me go to marriage. In 1965, when the multinational drug company Pfizer started a company in India, they asked all the girls who are applying for a post, I will not get married. I will remain as a spinster. One of the declarations. Now the union raised a dispute. How is that you are saying I can't get married? I am only working for you. Whatever working time, whatever the outload I should give, I am giving. Where is the question of the same declaration is not obtained for men. It's only for the girls. Now the matter went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said the demand for declaration that they will not get married is unconstitutional. You cannot restrain a woman to remain a spinster. And she has every right to have a family. And therefore that was struck down in 1965. Now when we say 1965 we got the demand. And now what about now? What is the position of law today? If you see the Article 15, there shall not be any discrimination on grounds of X, Y, Z, on grounds of sex. There cannot be discrimination. The state shall not discriminate. But then the catchword is only on grounds of sex. If suppose some other reason, there is a reason of a sex plus, then that is not hit by Article 15. This is something which the Supreme Court said in the air hostess case. You might have seen so many air hostesses. Their retirement age is different. In the airlines, the employment is called cabin crew. Cabin crew consists of male steward and female air hostess. Female air hostess will retire at 45. Male steward will retire at 58. This is a position. Now, why do you say that they should have a different retirement age? This is one question which came before the Supreme Court in Air India. The second question was, during the probation, you cannot get married. The same condition is not there for male steward, only for female air hostess. Third, once you get married, you shall not get any child, a restriction on childbearing. Otherwise, you will be given ground staff. If you fly, your allowances are more. If you are grounded, you will not get allowance, you will get basic salary. And therefore, this was challenged by the air hostess. Supreme Court gave a very shocking judgment. They said, during probation time, your attention to the employer and the work is more important. Therefore, there is a rule restricting marriage is valid during probation. Then what about the retirement age? They said you are drawing different salaries and therefore you can have a different retirement age. But we will now advise the airlines to have the same retirement age. This is how. Now the word in 1965, marriage restriction is bad. In 1990, marriage restriction is good. That too in Air India, which is a state-owned. At that time it was a state-owned, not Tata's. Now, how does the judge's mind operate? This is very important. You may have judgments. Last 75 years, if you see, in fact, if you read my paper, which is given as a booklet, in terms of labor law, the courts have taken very inconsistent stand throughout. It depends on which judge it is coming, whether it goes to him, whether it goes to Krishna here, then it is different. it goes to X, Y, Z, it may not be different. In fact, one Justice Krishna here said, if you go to Delhi, in the Tilak Marg where Supreme Court is there, he said there is one building in Tilak Marg called Supreme Court, but within that there are 34 Supreme Court. Each judge decides according to his own wish. And therefore, that becomes the law. And what is in 65 is not accepted in 1992. That marriage can be restriction, can be there. Why is that such restrictions are coming only when it relates to women? Now they say, this is not a restriction based only on ground of sex, because as a probationer, your undevoted attention is required. All right, sir. What about male steward? For them, there is no such condition. For men, you can have one rule. For women, you can have another rule. This is what goes on that you should understand. Now, this is something which is nobody can understand, this kind of rule. Now we come to, once you are a marriage, you deliver. There is a child rearing. Now, what about child rearing? The Air India case says you cannot, if you deliver a child, you may be ground staff only. Now, this is something which is ununderstandable. This I am emphasizing only because when you go to court, the decision-making process is decided by men judges. The men judges think in a different way than the women judges. This is not something which I tell you from open heart. Few years back, in the university, there was a discussion on feminist judgment writing. Now, feminist judgment writing is mean, you take 10 judgments today, give it to 10 women lawyers, what will be the judgment? And then it was found to the shocking, all 10 judgments were reversed. They did not accept to the value system. And therefore, the feminist concept of understanding the situation, the feminist concept of looking into this world is quite different from men looking into the world. It doesn't mean that men cannot decide. Men can decide. If he has a good conscience, if he has no bias, no, he can be decided. Now, when I have a child, under the Maternity Benefit Act, you have a maternity benefit leave. That's very, very paltry. 12 weeks, 6 weeks before, 6 weeks afterwards. That is only 12 weeks. Now, as employees of bank, as employees of commercial institution, we were able to get 1 year leave. In fact, today the situation has gone so far. There is a demand for paternity leave. There is a demand for surrogacy leave. I have given orders for surrogacy leave. If you read my book, you can see. A child has to be attended. In what form she delivers the child is not relevant. Her attention is required for the child. Therefore, we said surrogacy leave, there should be a leave. It's not as if father is out of the picture. The men also should contribute for the child growth. And therefore, there are paternity leave that's also being granted in the central government also today. Now, when we are discussing a widest concept of what is interest of the child, now what is happening today, you cannot have the third delivery. It is only 2 deliveries allowed, family planning, and that is a policy of the state, and therefore third delivery will not. Very recently, Supreme Court said we will not allow, because under Article 42, maternity relief is one of the objects, one of the goal of the government, and therefore they are bound to give the maternity leave, and therefore we have also held in several judgments. But then, why does such argument keep coming? If there is a marriage, the natural corollary is a delivery. Now you try to curtail on what we, in fact, I had a case of 2 BD rollers. The BD management don't have much love about government policy. They are only maximizing their profit. Suddenly one BD management in Tirunelveli, in accordance with the national policy, third delivery we will not give. I said, which policy that you are talking about? There is no policy, there is no law. It may be object. In fact, the southern states are paying for it. Having family planning, we are having reduced family. We will also have a reduced parliament seat also now. There is going to be delimitation, means southern states, all 5 states will lose 17 seats now because of the family planning. Forget family planning. What is important today is who decides this. If women's health is an important point under which the maternity leave is granted, now you say we will put a ceiling on this. Not that everybody wants to have too many families. Also, one group which keeps on saying all Hindus must have several children so that Hindu population, all these arguments are political arguments. We are concerned with the health of the women. If the health of the woman is to be there, she can't be asked to work when she is delivered a child. There must be a holiday. This holiday is now constitutionally guaranteed. Now we hear different voices on this issue. It is not only in the area of labor. Haryana government passed a law that if you are having more than 3 children, you cannot become Panchayat chairman. What does it mean? I don't understand this. You can't be a Panchayat chairman if you have a 3 child. Some of the women's group filed a case before the Supreme Court saying why we are punishing. Whether to have a child or not is not my decision. And suppose there is going to be a twin. The second delivery is a twin. How do you disqualify me? Supreme Court said, these are all academic arguments. The law is valid because it's a policy of the government. This is something which is very shocking because these are the areas. What is that splits us from men? What is the women is split from the men? Is the area of menstruation, is the area of maternity, is the area of marriage. Now the marriage, when it comes to marriage, I already mentioned. Now when it comes to succession right, it's not only in these areas, even other areas, like you have a succession. There's a joint family property. Does the women have a share or not? If you see section 6 of the Hindu Succession Act, only father is a natural guardian. I will deliver the child, I will take care of the child, father is a natural guardian. Now this is not something shocking unless we come across some experience. For example, there was an English writer, Geeta Hariharan. She got a prize from Britain for her novel, English novel. 2,000 pounds she was getting, and that money was coming through Reserve Bank. She had two boys children. She wrote to the Reserve Bank, I don't want to take the money, keep it as a trust in the name of the 2 minor boys. Then the Reserve Bank read, get your husband's consent. Only father can be the guardian and not you. She was very angry. She's a writer. She's also very sensitive. She came to us. We filed a case in the Supreme Court. You can read. Geeta Hariharan was the Reserve Bank of India, 1999. You can read the judgment. Because don't think when everybody talks about uniform civil code, Uttarakhand government already passed a law. Thus the Hindu law provides in all respect equality to women. This is the only issue. You read Geeta Hariharan case. Section 6 very clearly says, father is a natural guardian. Now when this matter came to Supreme Court judge was very alarmed. Either they'll have to strike down the law because it's a clear case of discrimination against women. Geeta Hariharan said, it is my book. I got the prize. Why I can't spend the money in which I want? Why does my husband should give the consent? Now the Supreme Court judges didn't want to strike down because Hindu law. People may curse. Don't ever think that Hindu law of succession, Hindu law of marriage are all equal. It is also having so many negative provisions. One such provision is the Geeta Hariharan provision, where Supreme Court said, we will now read, not in all circumstances. Father is a natural guardian, not in all circumstances. Therefore, Geeta Hariharan can be the guardian. This was something like a panchayat, something like a compromise. Same thing in Kerala, in the Travancore-Cochin state, the Travancore-Cochin Christian Act. Married girls cannot get any share in the family property because you are getting a dowry and getting married away. And therefore, we won't give you. Now, Arundhati Roy's mother, Mary Roy, she's from Cochin only. She was a school teacher. She filed a case saying, why is that married men are also getting a share? Why not married men? Now the Supreme Court said that discrimination of divesting married daughters from the family property is invalid. That was in 86. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh passed a law. Now central government passed a law. So every right, don't think it is a right which has been a divine right. It has been gained over the period for two reasons. One, our consciousness, our demand, then our effort. This only gives us a right. And therefore, slowly, women are able to achieve a much better system than what it was. That is most important. For that, what is required? Our own consciousness, our own organization, our own effort. All that will not come from somebody will come, some divine ordain. That will not come. We will have to work. And for that purpose, these conventions will have a greater source of energy. In that sense, I will go to the subject of labor. I will not touch longer. I will only tell you, we have several labor rights. One last 100 years, as I told you, our first Shastri Award, 1950, was an effort taken by our bank union, AABA, which got for the first time commercial banks some genuine, just working conditions. That is why we are now even calling ourselves as award staff. Award staff became Desai Award, and now we don't believe in court because court takes a long time. Judges decide on their own. They decide in a different way. Sometimes they say bank employees are all high-wage island, LIC employees are high-wage island, so they may curtail. Therefore, our union has now realized only a collective bargain, only a bipartite settlement can get us any benefit. In that sense, in our own experience, we have come a long way. Now there is a danger. Now these rights, we are able to get collective bargaining. All the delegates in this session, before my session they spoke, they all mentioned uniformly the working conditions becoming bad and bad. Not only bad and bad, the outsourcing has become greater danger today in the banking industry. There was a time when bank management will never attempt to do such outsourcing. Today, blatantly, they introduced several amendments. They also introduced several structural change in our banking system. Thereby, we are made to work more and more severely, and there is less and less workload and workforce have been given to them. And this is something you saw during COVID time. Our entire labor law went to for you talk when there is denomination was of the 2,000 rupee note. We were made to work 11 hours, 12 hours. Where is the 6.5 hours time? Therefore, if the government wants, they can put us in a very embarrassing situation of defeating our own rights that we got in the name of some urgency, exigency, or emergency. I can understand COVID, but how does the denomination of the currency note, how does it makes us to work more and more? Now the Reserve Bank says, don't do this. But they say, we will do it. We will bring terrorists to book. We will seize the money which goes into the terrorists. All that never happened. After we saw in Pagalgam, 240 kilometers, they came and hit somebody and went off. Even today, we do not know who is the person who came and killed all of them. Where is the question of containing terrorism? Now, therefore, we should not buy this argument. As people who are working in the banking industry, which is a part of an economic structure of this country, we should have a say in this matter. It is not just wage settlement. In fact, Article 43A says that the worker shall have control over the management. Some time ago, we had worker director, we had officer director. Today, nobody talks about it. We also feel this token representation has got no relevance. And that also create a lot of factional problem within the union. But nevertheless, the constitution says that the worker shall control the industry. Why is that is not happening? Why is that we are not demanding that we should have a say in the matter? We should have enough directors to control the bank. You can't be only advancing money to Adani and Ambani's. We should go to the poor people. The answer is not privatization. The answer is social control over the capital. Social purpose over the capital expenditure. And for that, our union has got several resolutions. It's not mere economic resolution. Even we are also concerned about how this society should run. It is in that sense, this conference, more particularly Women Convention, should talk about the greater right and greater participation. Now, when we are talking about labor rights, suddenly government introduced 4 codes. 29 laws are made into subsumed into 4 laws. Code on wages, Industrial Relation Code, and OSHA Code, and 3 other codes. We are not concerned about the number. What is the new code which is yet to come into operation? The act has been passed in Parliament. 32 state governments have framed rules. 2 state governments have not framed rules. The BMS is opposing, but nevertheless, at some point of time, this government may notify the law. Then what is that we are bound to lose? When agriculturists were found to lose, they had a strike. They made a siege of Delhi. Finally, the laws were withdrawn. But we were not able to do. In 2022, the law has been passed. Anytime it can come. What is the significance of this new code? How does it affect the working class? Does it enhance collective bargaining? In fact, one American leader said, we don't have any collective bargaining. We have only collective begging. Today, the new code only provides for collective begging. There is no obligation for the employer to negotiate with the union which are recognized by the act. You may have a recognition, but I will not speak to you. You may have majority behind you, but I will not speak to you. Now, this is something which we should be concerned. More than anything else, what is in store for us? For last 100 years, we are fighting for several labor rights. We were able to get some rights. And today, everything is being rewritten in the name of LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. Now, we want LPG in our kitchen, not in our economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Justice Chandru. We are really lucky to have your very informative and thought-provoking address. I believe this address, this speech, is a call for conscience, is a call for action, is a wake-up call for all of us. Because in day-to-day life, we may be members of EIBA in the banks, but we have failed, all of us have failed to live the ideology in our day-to-day life. Comrade Justice Chandru has made one point, that to bring a change, there should be right people in the decision-making position. Now, decision-making position need not be only limit ourselves to the bank or to be the judge of the Supreme Court or High Court. The biggest decision-making position is the Parliament, where we elect our representative. And today, if we see the composition of our elected representative elected by you and me, none of them are with us. It's a tragedy in this country that time and again the oppressed people are electing those for oppressing them. Because we live by their philosophy, by the division in the name of language, in the name of creed, in the name of caste, and that is why we end up electing those people for hurting us, for leading to exploitation, which is leading to injustice. The policies which are increasing more landless, more homeless, more unemployment. So let us take this message of Justice Chandru. Understand the philosophy and ideology of EIBA. EIBA philosophy, ideology, membership is not only to live in the branches for 24 for or transfer or anything, but it is much, much beyond that. And that is the purpose of this convention. I'm sure all of you have taken the message in the right spirit, and I'm sure you are going to live this in your day-to-day life, converting the resolution of this convention into a revolution. With due respect, the word revolution, as Comrade Justice said, is nowadays the biggest offense. But that is the message. So once again, let us give a thundering applause to Comrade Justice, please. And now, comrades, let us have the privilege of felicitating and honoring Comrade Justice Chandru by the Federation and the Organizing Committee. I request the comrade to come forward to felicitate and honor Comrade Justice. Comrade Dinesh, please, along with others. Comrade Ramprakash also can join, and Sujith can join, please. And please.
Comrade Dinesh Lallan, Comrade Maxi Pereira, Comrade Ramprakash Kumar, Comrade A.R. Sujith Raju will together honor Justice K. Chandru.
Thank you, comrades. Now, as we know, we have with us the president of the Kerala Bank Employees Federation, Comrade Sujith Raju, and I request him to kindly address us.
Beloved comrades in the Presidium, respected Justice Chandru sir, and my dear comrades, I first of all appreciate Federation of Bank of India Staff Union for mobilizing such a wonderful event from yesterday onwards. I appreciate you all. You took a pain to attend this meeting. You traveled from different parts of the country and you came yesterday and you were here. Yesterday you had a good meeting and a celebratory function, everything. And today it is also continuing. After the speech of Honorable Justice Chandru, it is a very challenging task for me to deliver more than what he said. I was listening him very carefully, very consciously. So many points he narrated here. These all points he delivered here, which is very relevant according to as a trade union. Because the very base, the trade unions are registering under the Trade Union Act, 1926. Now we are in a situation that in our country, our government is going ahead with anti-labor, anti-people policies. And they are abolishing our trade union laws and it has cut shorter to 4 labor codes. So many acts are going from this, while the amendment of trade union wage codes. We all know these all laws were made before 100 years or before independence. Now the situation is coming. If the government could able to establish this, implement this labor code, our situation will be in a dangerous position. Now we are gathering here very freely. We are conducting demonstration, protest, and we are negotiating with the management and we are settling the issue. If the labor codes are implementing, this will be in the stake. We may not able to mobilize agitation against some particular management. Our negotiation will be in stake. All things may come. And other anti-labor policies, we know. We are fortunately in an organized sector.
You may aware that crores of unemployed people, those who are working in unsecured, unorganized area, crores of people are working, including farmers. What is their service condition? What is the wages they are earning? The life of the poor are going day by day, very worst situation in the country. After COVID pandemic, then we all are saying it is a new normal situation. We were very happy that once COVID happens, our salary has not deducted or withheld by the management. Our DA was not withheld by the government. But you may aware that the central government has freezed the DA of even the COVID warriors, as they proudly said, these nurses and doctors, those who are in the central government, working with the central government and the state government, withheld their DA. At that juncture, the 11th bipartite settlement we signed, you may remember, that was the situation of COVID pandemic. How we could achieve that settlement, 11th bipartite settlement, where the country in the whole world were in a pandemic, very chaos situation. That was only because of our militancy and our unity we are having. That is why we are very blessed. We organized under the banner of All India Bank Employees Association. We are very proud that our organization has formed before independence, 1946. All India Bank Employees Association formed, and now we are celebrating the 18th birthday of All India Bank Employees Association. Our predecessors' photos exhibited here. We signed the 12th bipartite settlement, and salary, service conditions, everything improved. Now we are gathering here very happily in a very comfortable mode. We are celebrating, we are enjoying, and we want more and more comfort and more protection. My question is, whether is it guaranteed forever? Is it guaranteed forever? It was guaranteed only because of our predecessors, those who given their whole life, they sacrificed their life for our betterment. So now we are enjoying the shades of our predecessors, their fight, their sacrifice, everything. I will not take much time, because I know this is a very tight schedule you are going. I am not going to deliberate in a full length speech. But my point is, now in the banking industry, women employees are equally contingent as men's. Or I could say more than it is coming. It is a very appreciable position. All banks, managements, whether it is private bank, whether it is nationalized banks, they all are recruiting ladies. It's very appreciable position. And another thing, lady employees, they are working very hard in the branch. They are contributing for the business. While analyzing the statistics of our banking industry, no bank in the loss position. All banks are making profits. From where these profits are coming? Only through the hard work of employees. And naturally, you women employees are giving more work, your hard work, for making banks profit. But the situation, we are having a concern whether the number of employees posting in the branches is sufficient. We are doing more work. 2 persons' works we are supposed to do in the branches. Recruitment is reducing. Fortunately, we got the job, permanent job in our banks. Naturally, we are having the qualification. That is why bank has selected us. But the thing is that how we got the chance to elect in the bank, how we got a chance to become a bank employee. Now you can see in March 2025, UFB had called a strike call. In that strike call, we highlighted the recruitment, demand for the recruitment. 2 lakh permanent vacancies are here in prevailing in the banking industry. Sub-staff recruitment is almost in a standstill position. We highlighted and all together we have gone for a all India strike. And now the conciliation is happening with the CLC. My point is that if all employees are contributing for the profit of the bank, and another side, we are demanding for the recruitment and our justice, our rights, we were in the field. You have to compare how many of you are there in the field for our demands. That you please think of. Because the security and the protection of your job is given by nobody else. It is only our union. That you have to understand. If this understanding is coming to you, at that moment, you will be very active in the union. Because you may not ensure your salary will be credited every month last. That cannot be ensured. If something happen, who will come? Who will protect? If say, your management may transfer you in a far away center, then that issue will come to you personally. Then you will feel, you will go to union office. At that time, you may understand what is the relevance of the union. My point is, my request is, my sisters, my fellow comrades, now the turn is to you. Now, it is a high time to mobilize our lady comrades. It is a high time you to come forward. As Comrade Justice pointed out here, you should come to the decision-making bodies. These bodies are not restricting you, as like in a political party. Here in ABA, we are very proud that from 2000 onwards, ABA consciously organizing women employees in the banking industry. And ABA conducted 3rd Women Convention there in Hyderabad. I think some you may be attended that conference. Now the Bank of India is, staff union is organizing Women Convention. Other banking unions are organizing Women Convention. What is for a peculiarity of Women Convention? I am against Women Convention. There should not be Women Convention. There should be common convention. In that, women participation should be more in the coming future. This is also discrimination. We are holding a particularly convention for women. But the reason is that there. The participation of women comrades in a common convention, it is comparatively less. It doesn't mean that you are not interested in that program. It doesn't mean that you are not active, you are not aware in the union. It means that you are thinking that I am not an important person there. Without me, that will go. That is your common understanding, I think so. If some agitation, some programs may be there in the ground, in the roadside, you will think the union is mine, demand is mine, but there is no need for my presence. Whether you will think like that, somebody will do that. Somebody may come, somebody will shout slogan. Shouting slogan is only for men's, not for you, no. Some men comrade may come, they will shout slogan, they will conduct, and photographs may come. So whether you are feeling that your presence is required there in each and every agitation, it is counted. Because whenever we are conducting a demonstration or big gathering, big dharna, our leaders used to get the call from vigilance. From 2 days before, how many of you will be there? 20, 30. They want to know how many of you are resisting? How many you are standing on the union's call? So it is very sad that we supposed to say, oh, it is a very big call. All bank employees, men and women, all are fighting against injustice of the central government or IBA, whatever it is. We will be in a full-fledged agitation will be there. More than 500 or 200 comrades will be there. But unfortunately, while it is coming to action, number of comrades is very less. So how that message will convert to the authorities? So my request is, this conference, the purpose of the conference, you are attending as an attendees, you are attending as a participants. I urge you to, I expecting all of you became transform participants to leaders. I wish you have to, I wish you all have to come forward. Then future, without a discrimination, women convention, men's convention, youth convention, nothing. Only one convention of union. In that convention, your participation is very important. I am not elaborating, I am concluding. I once again appreciate Bank of India Staff Union here in Kerala under the leadership of Comrade Sandeep Narayanan. I am very envious about your unit here in Kerala because a pool of talent is here. Now while seeing you all, I was more envious that you are having a very big pool of talent. Comrades are here. So you can do magic. No management, no government cannot alter you. You can withstand all the atrocities of whatever the challenges may come. And I extend all solidarity, all support for your future endeavors. I expect you all enjoyed Kerala. I am President of All Kerala Bank Employees Union, and once again I welcome and I greet your conference. All the success, all the best, very, very best for your future. I hope you will transform to participant to leaders. Can I expect? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrades Sujith, Raju, for your solidarity and for your very informative address. One thing we are very proud in our federation, that whichever unit it may be, whether it's a call for federation or call of UFPU or call of central trade unions, our union, our comrades at every center are in the forefront in large numbers. That is the salute I give to all of you, comrades. And I'm sure this will continue in the days to come. And now I request, kindly give us the honor to felicitate you, Comrade Sujith Raju. I request the organized committee to do the felicitation, please. Thank you. And now I hand over the mic to Comrade Hemlata to continue with the deliberations.
Comrades, let us continue our deliberations. 5 more units are there to speak.
ladies comrade. जस्टिस चंद्रू जी, मैंने उनको सुना, काफी प्रभावित हुआ हूं। फेडरेशन के प्रेसिडेंट मैक्सी परेरा जी, हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी दिनेश झा लल्लन जी, अन्य नेतागण, डायस पर बैठे लेडीज कॉमरेड्स और आप सभी को नागपुर की ओर से, विदर्भ की ओर से प्रणाम। मैं वो इनविटेशन कार्ड जब मैंने पढ़ा तो मैंने एक वहां पाया कि फेलिसिटेशन ऑफ मिस्टर सुरेश बोबाटे। Felicitations are being done on normally 2 occasions. One on retirement and other when somebody accomplishes something extraordinary. So in a lighter vein, मुझे ऐसा प्रतीत हो रहा कहीं मेरा ये फेलिसिटेशन फेडरेशन ने ड्राफ्ट किया ना भाई, इन्विटेशन कार्ड फेडरेशन ने ड्राफ्ट किया होगा इन कंसल्टेंट फेडरेशन, कहीं उसका वो प्रिलूड तो नहीं है। एनीवे, आई गॉट दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी probably because of that felicitation. Else there are many other great leaders in federation, I am telling you. Everybody is capable of working in any position. There are indeed exceptions. I don't understand as to what Kerala or federation find in me felicitating here. Anyway, that is over now. 2 days now, 1.5 day, you are hearing so many intellectuals who are repository of knowledge. I suppose you have been equipped to face any challenge, problem in your bank branches. I was seriously listening to deliberations of all comrades and tried to know their problems. I come across 2-3 common problems, and those are that they are being either exploited or harassed. After listening to Justice Chandru ji, and yesterday some lady advocate, she had delivered at length. You know your rights. You know all your service conditions. I know you are qualified one. All are graduates. Minimum qualification is graduation. Postgraduates. आप अपनी सभी सर्विस कंडीशन को बहुत अच्छी तरह जानते हैं। सब सर्कुलर को इंटरप्रीट कर सकते हो। आप में और हम में कोई कमी नहीं है। कमी सिर्फ इसलिए है, जानने के बावजूद भी वो हौसला, वो हिम्मत कहां से लाए मैनेजमेंट को आंख से आंख मिलाकर बात करने की। The more you participate in such type of programs and all demonstrations, because there is a common complaint from all general secretaries that if you look at the number, hardly 4-5%, very few ladies participate. It is, वो बोलते हैं घर में रह के हमारा फ्रैटर्नल सपोर्ट है, फ्रैटर्नल सपोर्ट। सर आप कोई भी डिसीजन लो, हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं। इससे काम नहीं होगा। आप में हिम्मत तभी आएगी जब आप देखोगे कि तुम्हारे लीडर, तुम्हारे जनरल सेक्रेटरीज, तुम्हारे फेडरेशन के लीडर्स, आपको तो देखने नहीं मिलता किस ढंग से निगोशिएट करते हैं। बट इफ यू आर LR, देयर आर सो मेनी LRs I suppose sitting before me. If your general secretary on some occasion at least take to the management, means your management means zonal manager, 2, 3, 4, 5 times if he take you, then your face will be known to the executives. Your face will be known to the other officers in zonal offices. Then automatically you will develop. You can have courage to face them. ऐसा होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे सब मालूम है. यानी जिसके पास में बहुत नॉलेज है, he can't be a good negotiator, I am telling you. एक ट्रिक होती है, एक सभा, ये कोई, there is no school in India where you can be taught करेज को कैसे लिया जाए. ये AIBA वाले से पूछो, करेज कहां से आता है. अब ये 2 दिन में तो आपने बहुत कुछ जान लिया है. क्या मैं एक्सपेक्ट करूं कि आप कोई भी इनजस्टिस के अगेंस्ट अपना आवाज उठाओगे? तो इनजस्टिस तो तुम्हारे ब्रांच में हो रहा है. तुम्हारी सर्विस कंडीशन देखो, तुम्हारे डेली वेजर की सर्विस कंडीशन देखो, तुम्हारे बीसीस की सर्विस कंडीशन देखो. तुम्हारे यहां पर डेली वेजर जो आता है उसका कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन बैंक के पास नहीं होते हुए भी ही रोम्स फ्रीली इन द बैंक इन कैश काउंटर्स. एंड देयर आर केसेस. आई कैन टेल यू, आई कैन नैरेट टू वन केस इन माय जोन. 5 लाख की चोरी हो गई कैश से. सब डेली वेजर थे. मुझे फोन आया कि सर 5 लाख की चोरी हो गई. मैंने प्रेशर डाला. आप नागपुर कॉमरेड से पूछ लीजिए, कैशियर के हाथ से जब भी कैश शॉर्ट होती है, इन ऑल सर्कमस्टेंसेस ही इज द ओनली पर्सन रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू मेक दैट लॉस गुड. हमारे ब्रांच में, हमारे जोन के अंदर में यूनियन का थोड़ा सा प्रभाव अच्छा है. अब लेडीज भी बहुत पार्टिसिपेट करती है. 4 लाख रुपए ऑफिसर्स को भरने लगाए. 1 लाख रुपया हमारे क्लार्क ने भरा. Why that manager has not make a complaint to the police station? The reason was that everything will come out. That who employed him, who authorized him to enter in the branch, and so many things associated with it. Through these conventions, through such meeting and demonstration, you will know how to raise your voice against the injustices. हम एक दिन के अभी कुछ बोल रहे थे लोग की ये बायपार्टाइट के अंदर में एक दिन की कैजुअल बिगर सर्टिफिकेट से मिलती है. अरे भैया वो तो ओरा नभव मिलनी चाहिए थी, तभी तो इक्वालिटी आती. और तुम्हारे आवाज में तब दम होता जब तुम्हारे मेड सर्वेंट के बारे में भी आप ये सोचते. दुनिया के मजदूर एक हो का नारा जो है, जब उनकी जो उनका दुख, दूसरों का दुख जिस दिन समझोगे, हम कॉमरेड बोलते, फ्रेंड्स नहीं बोलते, हमारे ही वर्क का जिस दिन हम दुख दर्द समझेंगे, तभी हमारे आवाज में ताकत आएगी. मैनेजमेंट घबराएगी. ऐसा बोलने को होना, हमारे यहां तो एक ऐसा, मतलब अभी खुद के बारे में बोलना है अच्छा नहीं है, ये वही फोरम नहीं है कि डर हो. डर हम गुंडा लोग नहीं है. डरते तब है वहां का हर एक कॉमरेड शिक्षित होता है. और शिक्षित का मतलब ये तुम्हारे डिग्री से कोई मतलब नहीं रखता, अपने सर्विस कंडीशन से. अगर तुम्हें अच्छी तरह से मालूम है, तुम्हारा बायपार्टाइट तुम्हें मालूम है, इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट एक्ट का थोड़ा ज्ञान है. दिनेश जी ने बहुत सारे जजमेंट्स दिए, हजारों जजमेंट्स दिए हैं कुछ एक वर्कशॉप के अंदर में. ये सब बातें अगर आपको लीडरशिप में आना है तो ये सब बातें आपको अच्छी तरह से याद करनी होगी. कभी कभी कंप्लेंट आती है और कहते हैं कि सर बहुत हराश कर रहा मैनेजर. भाई क्या हराश, क्या मजाल है उसकी, वो तुम्हें हराश करे. एग्जैक्टली क्या हराश कर. यू कम इन टाइम, take your legitimate lunch, you leave your office in time. Where is scope for harassment? Just tell me, where is scope for harassment? आप 5 मिनट लेट जाते हो, 1 घंटा लेट बैठते हो, आपको सीधा अर्थमेटिक नहीं समझता. यानी ब्रांचेस के अंदर में मुझे लगता है हिंदुस्तान के सभी ब्रांचेस में more than 90% staff sits late. Minimum half an hour, I am telling you. Despite knowing the fact that if he sits late, he can claim overtime. Despite the fact that your General Secretary of Federation floated a message in your group that before sitting in overtime, you must take prescription from him. Or you write an application to him that you ordered me to sit late, sign my application. And union is there to give overtime. But no, people sit late, I do not know why. If they are working for nation and they want Modi to make our democracy, 5 trillion democracy and third number in that row, आप देश के लिए काम करते हैं, अच्छी बात है. हम नहीं बोलेंगे. हम तो उन कॉमरेड का सुनते भी नहीं. मैं बता रहा हूं, मैं हमारे जोन के अंदर those who sits late and then complain, हरास करते, जाने नहीं देते. Are they illegally confine you in 4 walls? Do they have a courage to do it? No. आप लेट बैठाते, क्या आपका हाथ पकड़ के बिठाते हैं? नहीं. तो मैं काम छोड़ के जाऊं कैसा? You have been chosen by IBPS. Your accuracy and efficiency have already been tested. There is CCTV surveillance. Management can see whether you were working or not. और जल्दी करने के लिए कुछ sacrifice मत करो. If you will be in trouble, nobody is going to save you. Neither federation, even I am telling you. If you are थोड़ा minimize कर सकते punishment. बात यह है, women convention, men convention, convention से whatever you hear, जो knowledge आप gather करते हो, उसको assimilate करो और अपने जोन में जाके अपने सहेलियों को, अपने इवन मेन काउंटर पार्ट भी बताओ कि हमारी सर्विस कंडीशंस है, इसको इस ढंग से हम मैनेजमेंट से मनवा सकते हैं. तो कहां से जिगर लाए वाली बात है? जिगर यहीं से मिलेगा. जिगर केरला से मिलेगा. मैंने जब देखा कि मेरा फेलिसिटेशन हो रहा था, आई वॉज थिंकिंग दैट संदीप शुड बी फेलिसिटेटेड. The way here he and his team reacted to the charge sheet that was about to serve, I think it was served upon them. और you are not alone. You see, क्या energy है? You are not alone. Union is with you. Federation, the strongest one, the strongest federation in banks. CHV proclaims wherever he goes. वो बोलते हैं कि बैंक ऑफ इंडिया जैसा मिलिट्री से हमने देखा नहीं. 9th ब्रांच को हमारा स्ट्राइक. अब देखेंगे कि कितने लेडीज एंड जेंट्स मेल्स वहां पार्टिसिपेट होते हैं. बैंक ऑफ इंडिया की ताकत बहुत बड़ी है. किस बात का डर है? यूनियन साथ में हो, आप 10 बजे आते हो, लेजिटिमेट लंच लेते हो, 4:45 बजे जाते हो. किस बात का डर है भाई? अगर ऐसा होता तो रिक्रूटमेंट बहुत पहले होता. ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है. We are surprised as to what for we are asking recruitment. We don't need staff. बैंक का काम हो रहा है, अच्छा प्रॉफिट लेके इंसेंटिव मिल रहा है. कौन मालक चाहेगा कि मेरा दुकान अच्छा प्रॉफिट करा रहा है, फिर भी मैं स्टाफ रख के प्रॉफिट कम करूं? होशियार मालक सोच सकता है कि ज्यादा स्टाफ रख के ज्यादा अपना बड़ा व्यवहार करो. ये तो सोच अभी है नहीं. तो रिक्रूटमेंट, यानी मैं एक अपील करना चाहता हूं एज ए वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट. मुझे बहुत कम मौके मिलते हैं मेरा जोन छोड़ के बात करने के. तो ये एक अच्छा मौका है. तो मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहता हूं, हमारे जमाने में बहुत सारी बातें, मतलब वर्क टू रूल दिस एंड दैट हम किया करते थे. आप कुछ मत करो, आप सिर्फ टाइम फॉलो करो, रिक्रूटमेंट होगा. और मैं आपको बता दूं, रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए स्ट्राइक एआईबी ने वो इसलिए किया होगा, ये मेरा इंटरप्रिटेशन है, कि बैंकों में ताकत नहीं होगी इंडिविजुअली लड़ने की। एआईबी ने जब वो डिक्लेयर किया उसके पहले मैक्लोडगंज के अंदर में फेडरेशन ऑफ बैंक ऑफ इंडिया ने डिसाइड किया था कि रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए हम लड़ेंगे। कोई यूनियन के पास में, दूसरे यूनिट के पास में, दूसरे बैंक के यूनियन के अंदर में किसी ने, आई डोंट थिंक, अपोज्ड ये जो अप्रेंटिसेस है। आई हैव गॉन थ्रू द लेटर ऑफ दिनेश जी, वो बहुत अच्छा लिखते हैं, जिनको अंग्रेजी समझती है फिस्ट लगती है, मतलब एक अच्छा लिखने वाला लीडर हमारे साथ में है। बैंक ऑफ इंडिया इज द फोरमोस्ट, पहली, मतलब वो पहला होता है। बातें मिलती कितनी देर में है, कब मिलती है, परिस्थितियां इतनी समान हर बार नहीं होती। लड़ने के सिवा हमारे पास कुछ नहीं होता। स्ट्राइक करना भी है तो ऐसा नहीं होता कि स्ट्राइक किया और सब तुक मिल गया हमें, कि उन्होंने बताया कल ही कि ये जितने प्रॉब्लम है ये पॉलिसी इंड्यूस्ड है। माइटी पावर, गवर्नमेंट इज अगेंस्ट यू, और मोदी है तो सब मुमकिन है वाली बात है, वो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो इन दिस चेंज सिनारियो वी हैव टू चेंज अवर स्ट्रेटेजीज आल्सो। फेडरेशन इज आफ्टर दैट। In every zones, there are meetings like this. We have a good connect with our comrade. This convention is being called. ऐसा नहीं कि 4 साल में करना पड़ता है, 6 साल में करना पड़ता है। तो इसलिए है कि जब 35% एंड मोर जब लेडीज कॉमरेड यहाँ पर है, तो उन्हें जानना चाहिए हमारी ताकत क्या है, ताकि वो ग्राउंड पे लड़ सके मैनेजमेंट के साथ। मैंने कहीं पढ़ा है कि चरित्र जब पवित्र है, यानी चरित्र की बात मैं कहूँगा कि जब हम काम करने की हमारी इच्छा है, हम पूरा तरह काम करते हैं। हम IBPS से सिलेक्ट हुए हैं, हमें वो सब बातें हैं जो एक अवार्ड स्टाफ में होनी चाहिए। चरित्र जब पवित्र है तो फिर ये है, क्यों दशा तेरी, क्यों रोते हो, आई हियर सॉफ्ट ऑन फोन, ये मुझे जाने नहीं देते। चरित्र जब पवित्र है तो फिर क्यों है दशा तेरी। पापियों को हक नहीं कि ये ले अग्नि परीक्षा तेरी। जो पीछे बैठे, कोई बात है तो खुद की सोच में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल, तेरे वजूद को ही समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। विद दिस आई कंक्लूड। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. What a speech, sir. What a speech. It was very thought-provoking and very encouraging. Now, to go with the further proceedings, I would like to call upon Ramkrishna sir onto the stage. And then I would like to call upon President Maxi Pereira sir onto the stage. Please, sir. Now, I take the immense pleasure of calling our General Secretary Dinesh Lallan sir onto the stage, sir, please. And last but not the least, I would like to call upon Suresh Bobate sir onto the stage. So please, girls, put your hands all together and welcome all the leaders onto the stage. I think we can do even better than this. Yes, we did.
Dear comrades, in connection with our 4th All India Women's Convention, we had conducted online competitions. We have conducted poster competition, cartoon, reels, song and dance. Now it's high time to announce the results. We know that from the day of participation itself, everybody was eagerly waiting. We have kept a panel, different panel of judges who are eminent in all the sectors for this. 2-3 judges were there. So finally, the judges have arrived at a decision, and this competition had done and announced as part of a publicity for our 4th All India Women Convention, and the results doesn't means that other participants who have not secured first, second or third are bad or has not performed well, but all are equally performed. Judges actually were very much, they have had a tough time to decide the winners. Many first and second go with 0.1 mark, 0.2 mark like that. So everybody has done excellently. The purpose was made. The publicity has gone throughout India. The active participation of our comrades was there. Now I will announce competition results for poster competition first. Poster competition. Third prize. Anubha Sharma, Jharkhand. Anubha Sharma, please. Comrade Dinesh ji, Comrade Maxi ji, Bobate ji and TV Shiva will together honor all the winners. One more third prize was there. It was for Comrade Rosmi Thomas from Kerala. But she is not here right now. So our president will collect the third prize for Comrade Rosmi Thomas. Second prize, a bag by Comrade Sushma Kumari, Jharkhand. Comrade Sushma Kumari. Sushma Kumari, Jharkhand. You all can see the posters are being displayed in the LED screen. And finally, the first prize goes to Comrade Kavyasri Kannan from Chennai. Comrade Kavyasri. Next is to announce the winners for cartoon competition. You might have seen the entire cartoon received entries displayed at the registration counter. Cartoons can speak, very powerful without words. And the third prize goes to Comrade Piyali Mondal Chowdhury from Kolkata. Comrade Piyali Mondal. One more third prize is there. As I was mentioning, the competitions were very tough. So another third prize is bagged by Comrade Asmita Datta from Northeast. Asmita Datta. Asmita Datta is not here, so for Asmita Datta, Comrade Purnima will be collecting the prize. And the second prize goes to Comrade Ashwati Chandra Mohan from Kerala. Comrade Ashwati Chandra Mohan. And the first prize goes to, where is our Odia people? Sasmita Behra from Odisha. Comrade Sasmita Behra. The first prize winner for cartoon competition, Comrade Sasmita Behra. Next is the results for song competition. I'm extremely sorry that we could not play it right now because it will take a lot of time. But I will announce it. The third prize goes to Comrade Shivani Sharma from MP unit. Comrade Shivani Sharma.
ये दिन हमारा है, हम मिल के सारी खुशियाँ बांट लें। प्यार की रोशनी है जहाँ वो समा तो हमारा है। हाँ हाँ हाँ, ये दिन हमारा है।
Our social media team is very excellent. They are proactive. They have played it for me. Thank you. And one more third prize is there. And another third prize goes to Comrade Pravida from Kerala. Comrade Pravida. Comrade Pravida, please. The second prize goes to Comrade Arpita De from Kolkata. Comrade Arpita De.
যখন জাগলি না রে, আমার মন যখন জাগলি না রে, ও তোর মনের মানুষ এলো দারে, মন যখন জাগলি না রে, তার চলে যাওয়ার শব্দ শুনে ভাঙলো রে ঘুম।
Who would have bagged the first prize? The first prize goes to Comrade Sneha Yasu from Chennai. Comrade Sneha Yasu. Sneha, please. Comrade Rama Devi will collect the prize for Sneha. Next, I will announce the results of Reels competition. Reels competition. The third prize goes to Team Paravur from Kerala. We cannot show it in full. It's 1 minute 30 seconds are there. We will share all the reels in the group. The topic was work-life balance. So everybody was performing in the same pattern, but excellently everybody was doing. The thought process was very much higher on the topic. And the second prize goes to Comrade Ragi Biswas from MP. Ragi Biswas. Comrade Prachi will be collecting on behalf of Ragi Biswas. The first prize goes to Team Trivandrum from Kerala. Team Trivandrum. And the last and final competition, dance competition. And the third prize goes to none other than our President, Comrade P. Hemalata from Kerala. Second prize goes to Comrade Ritu Ravindran from Kerala. Two comrades have bagged first prize. I will say one name first, one by one we will call. First prize, two comrades are there. First prize goes to Dibanvita Mandal from Kolkata. Comrade Dibanvita Mandal, please. She has performed yesterday also.
कुर्मेदेव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा
And who will be bagging the next first prize? Who will be bagging? Are yaar, kya yaar? Who will be bagging? Comrade Shivani Sharma from MP. Comrade Shivani Sharma.
चांद सा है भूला भाला प्यार सी है तेरे जो सारा दिल है भारी कोई संभाले ना सपने सारे हल्की हल्की किरणों वाली धूल मगर कोई बचा लेना.
So all the competitions were over. Now you will be seeing in the LED display and before the preparation time also. So many promotion activities were going on, and through the entire 2 days many things were being displayed in the LED screen. And this logo you can see, it has been prepared by our own comrade, and two of them were fully dedicated to compile all these things, to display everything in time. Capturing videos in the morning time will be displayed in the noon time with mixing and all. Our social media team, two young comrades, Comrade Srinath KB and Comrade Jidin Joseph, We invite them, both of them, our galaxy of leaders from the Federation will facilitate them, felicitate them. Comrade Srinath KB and Comrade Jidin Joseph. They are moving, they have some other works to do. Thank you all.
Okay, comrades, first of all, I thank all of you for participating in a deliberation. I know time is running out. Without wasting time, I request our General Secretary, Comrade Dinesh Lallan, to reply to the deliberations.
Comrade President, guests, leaders on the dais, off the dais, and my dear comrades. Let me first thank the reception committee for having made a wonderful arrangement for hosting this convention at Ernakulam. They have taken all efforts to make all of us comfortable, and the kind of hospitality that they have shown is really none to next. It's wonderful. So on your behalf, on behalf of the Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, I once again thank the reception committee and also Bank of India Staff Union Kerala for having undertaken a wonderful organizational task. I also take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the leadership of AKBEF, but for whose active support, guidance and contribution, it would not have been possible for all of us to hold this convention in this fashion or in a wonderful way. So thanks to all of them, and we really express our gratitude to them. Comrades, this convention is now coming to an end. See, we are at the fag end of the session. Of course, I am tasked with answering the queries or questions or the issues or the concerns that have been raised by the speakers who took part in deliberations and discussions. The deliberations and discussions were of immense help to all of us, were of a lot of guidance for all of us. I mean all of us, means the leadership of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions. We can collectively assure you that whatever guidances have been given by all of you, whatever issues have been raised by all of you, whatever concerns have been expressed by you, will definitely form part of a declaration of this convention, which will be drafted suitably and circulated amongst all of you. Rather, I can say that that document will be a launching pad for all of us in taking up issues and taking actions on the concerns, on the issues, on the grievances of female employees in Bank of India. That much I can assure you. Comrades, yes, we know that there are issues. And yesterday also, in a short speech, what I placed before all of you is that the challenges, the issues are connected with an arising out of the policy initiatives taken by the government of India. See, government of India, of course, this part was also dealt with by retired Justice Chandru ji in his speech. And I think I will not be able to say more than what he has expressed his opinion in this house. I will quote him. I heard him twice, thrice in recent past. I will quote him what he said. Employees are not to go to court. Employees are to go to roads. Let us learn to go to roads. We are not going to the streets. See, we are to be conscious of our own rights and privileges. What are rights of women employees? What are rights of women in general? What are privileges of women employees at workplaces? And what protections women employees get at workplaces out of constitutional rights, out of legal rights, and out of, I will say, more than that, award and bipartite settlement or internal settlement in Bank of India. Our conditions of service are guided and regulated by more than law, by bipartite settlement, by award, by our own internal settlements. No circular of the bank, no instruction of the bank can override the provisions of award, override the provisions of the settlement. So, whatever has been agreed upon by the union with the management of Bank of India is a, say, cannot be overridden by any instruction of the government of India or instruction of the management of the bank. There are general issues. I agree. We are dealing with them. I know that there are shortages of staff, shortages in clerical cadre, acute shortages, I will say, acute shortages in subordinate cadre. There is almost a ban on recruitment. But again you must know that these are policy induced. These are the directions of Government of India. All public sector bank managements are following the policy or the dictates of DFS. That is why in the last struggle that was launched by AIBA, a strike call was given by UFBU also. See, there was an issue. If you have understood that it properly, that is stop micromanagement of public sector banks. That was the demand from the Government of India. Nowadays, the Government of India, particularly the DFS, is macro-managing public sector banks. They are dictating what to do, what not to do. The MD of the bank does not have any freedom to do anything. This is a situation we all are landed in. So what should be our approach? What is the solution? Solution is only two words we have to keep it in mind: unite and fight. Unless you unite and fight, there will not be any solution. I am reminded of a slogan given during freedom struggle. They gave a slogan, you give us blood, we will give you freedom. I can call upon you, you give us unity, we will give you all security, safety and comfort at workplaces. You give us unity. Unfortunately, the unity at branch level is missing. That let us accept it honestly. Unity at branch level is missing. Everyone is trying to manage his own affair, his or her own affairs with the help of the officers or the branch manager. If there is a unity in any branch, in that branch manager or the officer has no voice at all, even today. So what matters is unity. Unity has to be forged at branch level. We have to take care of our own colleagues. What is happening today, if someone is in some difficulty in discharge of his duty, no one is coming forward to help him or her. Everybody is packed with his or her own schedule and leaves the branch. And second, see, through bipartite settlements, through, say, awards, rights have been created in your favor. Those rights are being surrendered by none other than employee himself. See, what is our working hour? Working hours is 6.5 for clerk, 7 hours for subordinate staff. Are we not sitting late and working more in the branch? Are we not? Let us be honest. Let us introspect. No one can force you to sit late. We have not entered into any contract with the management of Bank of India that we have to finish day's work. Have we entered into any contract? We have to work for 6.5 hours. If someone says that you have to finish work, he is wrong. You are not wrong. So you have to raise voice. Unless you raise your voice, no one will help you. हिंदी में कहावत है, हिम्मत जिसको होती है उसको खुदा भी मदद करता है. हम helpless क्यों हैं? Why are we helpless? We should not feel helpless. See, in Bank of India, how many of you are today in this convention hall? If you stand together, can management of Bank of India implement any of its decisions in Bank of India? Can they do it? They cannot do it. So we should have our confidence also. And let us not indulge into malpractices. That also I will try to give a message in this convention. If you indulge in malpractices, unethical practices, some kinds of adjustments that will weaken the movement, and that is weakening the movement, that will further weaken the movement. So what are we to do? We are to work in the branch for prescribed hours of work sincerely and honestly, and we are not under any contractual obligation to finish day's work. I think the message is loud and clear. If at all you are required to work beyond prescribed hours of work, you claim overtime wages. We have been talking to the management. See, management has agreed, but so far they have not implemented. What we have said is that claim of overtime is to be enabled through HRMS. Management has agreed. Many of suggestions that you have given have already been discussed and agreed upon by the management of the bank. They are yet to implement it because they consider that if those are implemented, they will find difficulty in running the bank. But we are not bothered about their difficulty. They are to address their own difficulties. We are concerned about our own rights and privileges. So we are to make workplaces secure. Yes, you talked of denial of leave, denial of sabbatical leave, denial of child care leave. We will be taking up all these issues in near future with the management of the bank. If we all stand together, Bank of India management will not be able to deny either sabbatical leave or you can child care leave or any kind of leave. Many of employees, regardless of gender, they are made on loss of pay even for one day. I am aware of it. And whenever I get this information, I immediately contact the base union and ask them to intervene. See, this situation is not at all acceptable. If there is a shortage of manpower, it is none of our business to cooperate with the management of the bank. It is management function to supply adequate or required number of manpower in branches, to run the branches, to run the business. Second point of general nature which you have raised, that bank has introduced many electronic business transaction platforms. We have already taken up this issue with the management of the bank. 2-3 rounds of discussions have taken place. Action points have already been, jotted down. Management is working on that. Of course, progress is slow. In the last meeting when we were in head office, we pointed out to the management that there is inordinate delay in implementing those action points which have been agreed upon because access control, access restriction, what is our role in e-platform, what is our role in web journey, what is our role in DMS, these all will be clearly defined within a month or so. Don't worry about that. We are already on the job. Again, I will repeat. Only thing is required that you remain united. See, we have no doubt at all that you are not, responding to the call of the Federation of Bank of India Staff Union. Whenever a call has been given by Federation of Bank of India Staff Union, members were on the street. Members struck work. That has frightened the management of Bank of India, and the management of Bank of India has not been able to take any anti-employee step in Bank of India. And we will not allow them as long as we are united, we are conscious of our own rights and privileges. At the same time, it is our bank. We are to take care of this bank also. So it is our own bank. It is a public sector bank. So services are to be given to customers. We have no business in quarreling with customers. Whatever disputes we have disputes with the management of the Bank of India. We can't have any dispute with customers of the bank. If customers are not in the bank or customers are not in the branches, whether our services will be required, we shall not do anything which will hamper the business of Bank of India. Yes, I know that there are many unethical, wrong practices that are in vogue in Bank of India. We know all those, we have been pointing out that, but unfortunately, the management of the bank is not that sensitive as they should have been. So what is required is we need to build a lot of pressure on the management of Bank of India, at least to do ethical businesses, and to follow rules, systems and procedures. Even you are forced, compelled to break rules, systems and procedures. Whatever are not prescribed in rules, systems and procedures, my sincere request to all of you is not to obey the instruction of the branch head, No action will lie against you. I can assure you, if Bank of India management ventures to take any action, we shall come down heavily on the management of the Bank of India organizationally. I can assure you. Don't worry at all. Whatever problems you have given, we will address those problems. That I can assure you. Beyond that, I don't want to make any long speech. Simple. I will request all of you, try to understand politics of the day. Try to know and understand political character of a political party which is ruling this country. See, they want what? They are indulging in divisive politics. Why are they indulging in divisive politics? It is a kind of vote politics, nothing else. Sometimes in the name of religion, sometimes in the name of caste, sometimes in the name of language, sometimes in the name of creed, sometimes in the name of, say, gender. Why all these ploys are employed by political parties while contesting in an election? And we fall prey to that. As far as our understanding goes, there are only two classes. One have-nots, another have. Only two. Either to rich hai or poor hai. In which caste there are no poor people? In which caste? In which religion? Tell me. So poor and rich, these two are classes. So class struggle, the need is to intensify class struggle, but unfortunately, class struggle has been vertically and horizontally divided by identity politics. We need to understand, identify that. Of course, no one is against building of a Ram Mandir. But will Ram Mandir give us comfort in workplaces? Will it give? Will it give us wages? Will it give a regularization to casual workers? Will it give the protection to labor at workplaces? It will not. Our Mandir or our faith, see, our Mandir is this trade union which was formed long ago. Yesterday you heard the history of the union. We have not done anything. They did. We have not done anything. We have enjoyed the fruit of their labor. Our job is to just protect the rights and privileges that have been bestowed upon us by our predecessors. We have not been able to. What Chandru ji said is, that was very important, whether you attentively listen to that or not. Was today in India, what the government wants. Right to collective bargaining should be converted into right to begging. Can workers accept this situation? So we need to be politically conscious also, and we need to fight it out politically also. Unless you defeat this government, workers will never get any right or privilege or better conditions of living or better workplaces. Employment profile is undergoing a change. Tomorrow, you may not have any permanent employee. Bank of India has also recruited apprentices. We are going to issue a guideline. See, bank has written to us that apprentices will not work, will not perform any routine duties of clerk. Then I asked, what will they do? In Bank of India, what will they do? Anyway, this is an issue. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you must be knowing. If you don't know, I am informing you that the Executive Committee of Federation of Bank of India Staff Union is meeting in Kochi only. And we will be taking stock of all developments, including whatever points you have raised in your deliberation. And the executive committee will take a call. And if need be, we will not hesitate in go whole hog against the management of Bank of India to create a condition in our favor. Be ready. Yesterday, Bolga was saying, I write, keep gunpowder dry. Why should you keep gunpowder dry? Should you wait for a situation to respond, or you should always be ready to respond? You are ready to respond, are you not? You are ready to respond. इसमें आवाज बहुत कम आई. Unless we fight, we can't ameliorate our conditions of service or conditions of work. That you should keep always in mind. Without managing something, you can't survive in a system. System has undergone a change. Political system has undergone a change. Economic system has undergone a change. Capitalism destroys nature and human being. It is a proven fact. And that has been the model of economic development in India. We talk of largest economy, inequalities are there. Per capita income, one of you spoke very well on that. I don't want to repeat that. Why I am saying all this, that unless we are politically conscious, unless we understand the political character of a political party who is, say, voted to power, we will not be able to change our lives at workplaces. So let us understand politics, respond to the call politically, all policy framework politically, then only we can secure our future in Bangalore, we can shape our future in Bank of India. With these words, with the assurance that all the issues that you have raised will be taken up, your concerns will be sought to be addressed, and whatever organizational actions are required, Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions will take. I thank all of you for giving a patient hearing, but start preparation right from tomorrow. See, soldiers never said they are ready at any time to fire. We should also be ready to launch a struggle or join a struggle, even a midnight call is given. That should be the spirit. With that spirit, with unity, with deep understanding of the issues, we shall move forward, we shall change the situation, and we will bring in a favorable atmosphere or condition or situation in favor of workers. Thank you, comrade. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Dinesh. Comrade, please, we are about to finish. Just a minute. Train. We'll pray that it get delayed. Just a minute. Anyway, comrades, we know that whenever any organizational task is given to Kerala unit, whether it is EIBA giving to AKBEF or Federation giving to Kerala unit, we know that this task is always done with total perfection. There's some sort of a magical task in a way the Kerala unit, whether AKPF or Kerala unit, perform the task. And the task is done with total love. We have experienced this continuously. So I salute that. This convention also was a success, not only because of the two-day deliberation, but the way preparation were done in a very innovative way by the Kerala unit, by the social media team and the unit, by organizing various competitions. The competition was not out to compete each other, but to get everybody involved. Hats off to the entire team, comrade. Of course, we thank the Kerala unit led by Comrade Shiva, Comrade Hemlata, Comrade Sandeep, and the entire volunteers and the members. And we also gratefully acknowledge the contribution, the advice, the help given by the State Federation led by Comrade Sujith, Raju and Comrade Ramkrishna. And for that, Comrade, with all gratefulness, I request the entire reception committee members to come forward here so that we can felicitate you. Entire reception committee, please come forward fast, please. For a please, entire committee.
He said return salute in English.
And Comrade, now I request Comrade Gokul to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the reception committee. Another few minutes, please.
Respected Presidium and leaders on the dais, off the dais. I won't take much time.
Silence, please. Just a few moments.
I would like to just get on to my assigned duty. I would like to propose my vote of thanks on behalf of the reception committee and All Kerala Bank Employees Federation to the Presidium of this delegate section, Comrade P. Hemalata, President, Bank of India Staff in Kerala, Comrade Naga Volga Devi, Comrade Jigisha Desai, Comrade Rashid Saxena. Also, I propose my vote of thanks to the chairman of our federation, Comrade T.V. Ramkrishna, our president, Comrade Maxi Pereira, our working president, Comrade Suresh Bobate, our general secretary, Comrade Dinesh Lallan, on behalf of the reception committee and All Kerala Bank Employees Federation. Advocate Surya Binoy delivered a good speech on gender justice in the 21st century. Where do we go from here? I propose my vote of thanks on behalf of the reception committee, All Kerala Bank Employees Federation and Federation of Bank of India Staff Union to Advocate Surya Binoy. We were blessed and we were proud to have our guest of honor, Justice K. Chandru, retired Justice of Madras High Court. Today, our General Secretary had briefed, in short, how much pain he had taken to come down to Kerala from Chennai. And he had already left the place, and in the evening, he is having his return flight. He spoke on women law and labor rights. So, from the bottom of my heart, I propose my vote of thanks on behalf of the Reception Committee, Federation of Bank of India Staff in Kerala, and All Kerala Bank Employees Federation to Justice K. Chandru. The President of our State Federation, All Kerala Bank Employees Federation, Comrade Sujith, Raju, young vibrant leader, and the General Secretary of Federal Bank Employees Union. Also our General Secretary, Comrade B. Ramprakash, who was with us yesterday and today. And moreover, from the planning till and the execution till the conclusion, he's with us. I propose my vote of thanks on behalf of Federation of Bank of India Staff Unions, Bank of India Staff in Kerala, and on behalf of the Reception Committee, I propose my vote of thanks to both the comrades. I extend from the bottom of my heart, I thank the whole Reception Committee, the state bankways unions, our comrades, everyone, from the planning date till this conclusion. And all the functions will be a success only if the commencement timing and the conclusion timing are maintained. And for that, I thank each and every participant of this Women's Convention who were cooperated with us for the timely commencement and the conclusion. Conclusion, not to getting it late, I am cutting off and I am changing the tone over this vote of thanks. So once again, galaxy of leaders of our federation. Sorry to list out the name because our federation EC is going to hell tomorrow and after tomorrow. See, we have the galaxy of our top leaders with us. I thank each one of you on behalf of Reception Committee, Bank of India Staff in Kerala, and All Kerala Bank Employees Federation. Once again, thanks to all comrades. Lal Salam.
Thank you, Gokul. Comrades, once again, thanking each and every one of you. It is your presence, your contribution, your participation will make this convention a total success. I hope to see all of you in the next convention also. Let's see how many remain. Okay? And with the knowledge that we have gained, with firm determination, with renewed conviction, go back to your branch, go back to unit to strengthen the organization and finally to achieve the goals and objectives of the organization, to make our society, to make our banking system as free of exploitation and removing all injustice. With this, I conclude and request you, all of you, to stand for the national anthem. After the national anthem, the committee will go down to officially conclude the convention by lowering of the AKBEF flag. So, national anthem, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे